Takes a little bit of time to get to it. Let's try this one here. See, that's kind of trippy. And we'll try one more. This is dance pop. Let's see. Steve Gallo would like this right here. Yeah. All right. What's up, everybody? A very intriguing show tonight as OG Wade's going to join us here coming up in like 10 minutes. And I don't think Steve Gallo, I don't think we've ever had people in the comments debating and talking about the show before the show actually started. There's a number of people in here talking about everything that's going on, but also OG Wade. So some people are not looking forward to they do not want OG Wade on Valentine's Day kissing up and making love to his fake son Jalen Hurts. All right, so bring the comments if you're on here watching, and we'll post them up here. But OG Wade is going to join us coming up here in 10 minutes. And actually, I had this idea. And Steve, one of the things that I miss about being on the radio is that you don't get the same interaction with the callers. And I know some people are like, well, sometimes the callers are too much. I mean, I don't think the callers are too much. I personally got fatigued with the whole idea of really the whole show that you're doing is you're creating a topic and one person's taking one side and another person's taking another side to try to drive phone calls, right? I mean, you listen to enough sports radio all the time. You were my intern. And I mean, that's really like kind of what you do is like, all right, well, like what topic can we have that we kind of disagree naturally, and then we make the best argument and we have fun. So like what they do at WIP and what we did at Marks and Reese, and even before that, is you're putting something out there to talk about, and then people are calling in to talk about it or not, right? So I actually, and I'm fine with that, but sometimes when you're just making up an opinion because someone's got to make up an opinion, it gets a little bit fatiguing. But anyway, I miss the callers, and OG Wade is much more than a caller to me. I love OG Wade. Herb's been on. Andy from Deptford has been begging to get on. He's been in the comments screen. Put me up. So I thought about this, Steve. Why don't we can invite anybody we want to via email. We can give them the link, and then they can click, and then we can put them up and then take them off at any point. We could take a couple quote unquote calls, or we could have a couple people that want to jump on just like a caller would in sports radio, and see how that.
I think we should bring Andy into our Q bar and just leave him there for the whole show, so he thinks he's on hold for like an hour.
And go to him and say, "Oh, I must be having technical problems. Can't get to him." Let's try it again in a second. You're gonna Steve's gonna try to work on that. All right. Well, but yeah. Oh, so Andy was on back on the air today, and Ike put him in his place. Yeah, Andy's gonna rethink his strategy. Attacking Spike for no reason, calling in and disrespecting the new host that's coming in is totally unnecessary, and Ike's not gonna stand for that. So Andy better just tread lightly. But I mean, listen, I'll if Andy wants to call in here, he wants to come up for a couple minutes.
We can battle.
Listen, it would be interesting. People hate him. He could say we're live, we're hot, because that's his moniker that he stole from somebody. Anyway, OG Wade's coming up here in about 5 minutes. He's in the back room. He's in the green room. Steve, he's getting ready. He's got his Eagles gear on.
I can't believe he doesn't have a Jalen jersey on.
Well, listen, I don't think he actually, he got a blazer, he got a green blazer, and he turned it into a jersey with Hurts and number 1 on the back of it. It's actually awesome. He did a great job with it. So he's coming up in a second. I just wanted to mention this, that obviously the Super Bowl parade today, and I wasn't even really paying attention. I was picking up the kids and doing whatever else and trying to make dinner, and then I saw that there was a shooting at the parade, and it's just like Jesus Christ, like everywhere this happens these days. And we're not going to do gun control or anything like that right here. I just was, it's sad that where we are right now as a country, that there's a Super Bowl parade and you got some maniacs out there just shooting people up to shoot people up. And it hits home to me now, being a father with young children, first and second grade, at least in school. And you see these shootings at school routinely now, and you just say to yourself, I can't control anything, right? Like this could end up being me or somebody that I know one day. And it's sad. It is. When I was in school, when I was in elementary school in the early 80s, we didn't have fire drills, but it was still the Cold War era, and they used to have us hide under our desks in case there was a nuclear bomb that went off, in case the Russians sent a nuke at us. Now they have to do these things where it's sad. They run around in circles and they throw things at people. Like that's what they're trained to do. They do
Jesus.
these. It's like a fire drill, except they do it for if something happens. And I'm glad they should do it. But man, like this is what they do now. Just throw stuff at the person. Throw stuff at the person. Run around in circles. Create havoc. And it's like, they come home and they don't sleep well that night. So anyway, it's just sad, man. Sad that they have a. And Travis Kelce was drunk and he was acting like Travis Kelce, and we can't even play it because it would totally insensitive to play it after something like that happens at the parade. But so I guess one person died, 23 people were shot. So it was a radio DJ that was killed. I didn't even see that. I was online about an hour ago looking or so.
Yeah, I just read the story for the first time about an hour or so ago too.
Oh man. All right. Well, obviously
sad state of affairs that we can't just have a good day and celebrate things.
We can't. Well, listen. So everybody, big show tonight. OG Wade's going to come on here in just a few minutes. Also, shopeverylittledetail.com is where you want to go for all your apparel. Valentine's Day, it's my wife's website. She makes pretty much everything, custom-made stuff. Shopeverylittledetail.com. Check it out. We asked for producers to send in approximately 60-second. We'll play this later on. You don't have to play it right now. Approximately 60 seconds.
I didn't download it.
Yeah, that's good.
That's why I made the reaction.
Approximately like a 60-second, more or less resume video telling us why we should consider you to be a producer on the show. Steve's not going to be here every night because he's got stuff going on in his life. So in those occasions, or listen, if I like you, I want you to come on all the time. So I sent messages to most of the people, at least the people that I still had the email. Hey, listen, send us a video and we'll play it on the air and we'll go from there. So one person did. We're going to play this video coming up later on in the show. So you email me for everything, John Marks Media, JONMARKS Media @gmail.com. Actually, I should put that one up there. Is that what's going right there? No, let me see here. There it is. There it is. JohnMarksMedia @gmail.com. And that's if you want to be involved in the show. If you'd like to come on as a quote unquote caller, but it's a video thing, you can do it from any smartphone. It's easy. And that's it. So JohnMarksMedia @gmail.com. All right. Well, Steve, let's bring him on. I know you're a big fan of OG Wade, longtime WIP caller, personal friend of John Marks. OG Wade, how are you, buddy?
What's up, Johnny boy? How you making out?
You're looking good. What's the background there? You're making me look bad because I just have the gray background. You look like you're living in style there, my friend.
Well, I'm on business right now. My son is doing AAU basketball, and I'm all over the place. So then I got jobs going on. So
you're busy.
Yeah.
All right, you're busy. Well, I've missed hearing you. I know you've been calling, but I haven't been in the car a lot. A lot of times I will tune in when I'm driving to pick up the kids from school, but that's a short drive, and then when they get in the car, they don't want to listen to to WIP afternoons. But so I know that the end of the season with the Eagles, and I don't think anybody saw that coming, that result coming. But so how do you feel now? Obviously, we'll get to Jalen Hurts coming up in a second, but how do you feel right now moving forward about this team?
I'm kind of subdued on it. I'm not really that high right now because there's moves that has to be made. And I'm more upset of the fact that what we lost, the opportunity that we lost. I always said this here, and I've been calling WIP for over 30 years since it was on AM. Jeffrey Lurie wasn't even owner. Jerry Jones wasn't the owner of the Cowboys when
you were calling Bill Campbell.
Yeah. So
30 years ago.
And so in doing that, in all of my research and all of my time of researching this game and studying the game, and I also played it too at a high level. But these guys don't understand, and I'm surprised that it's the coach that Nick Sirianni did not understand that when you change your offense, you set the quarterback back. You already knew you were losing both coordinators, your defensive coordinator, and you knew you were losing your offensive coordinator. And you went on and you changed both. So I don't know what you expected to win doing that. But not only that, but you didn't have enough experience to even have your own offense. So you went and took the offense that Frank Wright was running with the Indianapolis Colts. And you felt that you should run that here in Philadelphia. Well, it got Frank Reich's ass fired twice. Why you would run that offense, I don't know for the life of me. None of the players liked it. Jalen hated it, and A.J. Brown hated it. Smitty hated it. Everybody hated it, but you continue to run it. You know why? Because in his mind, he's hearing us. The caller saying, well, what does Nick Sirianni do? He's just a cheerleader. So I guess he felt that he had to put his mark on the Philadelphia Eagles football team by doing that. Well, what he did is he killed the season. I can't hear you.
John, you're muted.
Yeah.
John, you're muted.
Sorry. Yeah, but so what does that mean about the offense? How often does an offensive head coach get his offense replaced by an offensive coordinator? The whole reason you have an offensive head coach is because you're bringing him in, even though he wasn't calling the plays. You're still bringing him in for his offensive expertise. Now you bring somebody in from the outside who's going to run his own offense. I got to be honest. I still think that they're a good team next year. 10, maybe 11 wins, depending. You got to see how the games line up. But we all know how this is going to end. He's a damn idiot. Nick Sirianni is a damn idiot. And unless everything goes perfect, maybe Kellen Moore can do it. But to me, Nick Sirianni was exposed this year. Mm-hmm. I think the players and a lot of people kind of saw he acting like an idiot again for the second straight year. And when the quarterback's looking at you kind of side-eyed, like, what the hell is this guy doing? I think a lot of the players started looking at him like that too. Because something happened. And here's the bigger thing I worry about for next year with Jalen. And by the way, just for the record, and we'll get into Jalen in a second, I'm not worried about Jalen. All right? I'm not worried about – I'm more worried about the other stuff. But is A.J. Brown going to be on this team next year? Is A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, is their relationship good? I don't think it is. I don't think their relationship is solid. Something went wrong when they were 10-1. You don't collapse like that playing like they did at 10-1 unless there's something internally that's going on. Do you agree?
I was called a hater, okay, of AJ. I'm going to be honest with you. The moment that AJ snapped on Jalen or whatever he did in that Minnesota game where he yelled at Jalen on that sideline, I tweeted to AJ, I will beat you the fuck up. Okay. And the reason why is because I understood what that meant. That moment right there was the first time Jalen Hurts has ever been disrespected in the NFL. And it had to come to the hands of your best friend, your teammate. That you should have never done that. Whatever you had to say to Jalen, you could have said it to him, when y'all went in the halftime or what have you. So
do you believe at that point that it was just pretty much over between Jalen and AJ?
No,
because he may have that kind of personality where he, even if he doesn't realize it, when he's done with somebody, he's done with somebody, right? He has a small limit for bullshit. I can tell that he doesn't have a big tolerance.
Here's what I observed this whole thing, this AJ Brown calls Jalen Hurts his best friend. But you've never heard Jalen Hurts call AJ his best friend.
And I haven't heard that recently.
And AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts he's been bruised. Okay. And he's been hurt. So he has a guard up on everybody. It's not just the media. It's some players. He will not open up like that. He's not that kind of guy. AJ Brown is the other kind of guy, whereas though he wants it his way or it ain't going to be no way. And to the cost of losing, he will actually push forth that energy.
Well, he is a diva wide receiver. So wait, here's the thing, because I know that you have some people are saying it, that you're saying they should trade AJ Brown. I don't think it's nuts, and we don't know exactly what's going on internally. AJ Brown's talent's amazing. He's an amazing player. But if him and the quarterback aren't getting along, yeah, you can keep him and hope it gets better, or you can try to trade him while he still has pretty significant value. I don't know what the value would be. It doesn't seem like the Eagles are interested in doing this, but you still have Devontae Smith. You still have draft picks. Are you telling me this team's going to have two $20 million wide receivers and you're going to keep AJ Brown and then you're going to re-sign Devontae Smith? I don't know, man.
Absolutely not. Here's the problem that's going on right now, and people are upset with me because I said I would trade AJ right now. And the reason why I say that is because we were in this same position with Carson Wentz. Whereas though after we won the Super Bowl, I felt that the Eagles should have extended Nick Foles a 2-year contract, given him $40 million, that's $20 million a year, and then go into the draft and use that draft pick, whatever. And then you could have gotten right at that point, you could have gotten 2 or 3 number 1 first round picks for Carson Wentz at that time, at that moment. They did not do it. So they let Carson Wentz come back and they let Nick Foles go, and Carson Wentz just went straight to the ground, to the dirt. So with AJ, it's the same thing. His stock is up as high as it's going to get. You already know that you don't want to pay 2 wide receivers $20+ million. Okay. He's already a malcontent on the team. So you know that, and AJ Brown right now is the 4th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. When CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Justin Jefferson, once they get paid, AJ Brown will be the 12th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. You actually think AJ Brown's going to report to camp?
Well, he's going to cause a problem, and
Exactly.
I don't blame him for causing a problem.
My point is, trade him now, get what you can get from him. You already have Smitty, who is a good, soldier. He's your number 1. You go out and get another number 2, and we keep it moving. You do not need 2 dynamite wide receivers to win in this league. Actually, you don't even need 1 of them.
All right, so people are pointing out that you take a huge dead cap hit for trading AJ.
So what? We took a huge cap hit when we traded Carson Wentz.
You don't want to pay 2 wide receivers $40 million, but you're going to pay one receiver $60 million when you get rid of AJ Brown.
Well, it's just for a year. Right, here's all I'm saying. It's here. I agree with OG Wade here. And I'm trying to find one of the comments here that said "make it work." Well, I mean, like, make it, like, quote unquote making it work. That it doesn't work like that.
No.
Like, it doesn't work like that. Like, maybe they can make it work. Maybe it fucks the season for next year too, because they hate each other.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, stuff like that, you don't collapse like that unless there's internal bullshit going on. I don't know if that was just the coach. I don't know if that was AJ and Jalen. I don't know if it was everything. But I didn't hear AJ given an opportunity one time to have his quarterbacks back. Didn't even mention his name during the end of the season there.
Let me ask you this, Johnny Marks.
Yeah.
When people get married and then they get divorced, why don't, when they go for divorce, the judge or the lawyers just say, you know what? We're not divorcing you. Make it work. Not reality, you assholes. If you got issues with the guy, you got issues with him.
Yeah.
So it's not about Jalen making it work or AJ making it work, bro. It's not working. Move on from it and stop. And all these people are so in love with the name on the back of the freaking jerseys. For the life of me, it kills me. Name me one top 5 wide receiver that was in the Super Bowl this past Super Bowl. Name me one that was in the last Super Bowl. Name me one in the Super Bowl. You don't need these guys to win.
Well, maybe if they had a better wide receiver. See, like, I know where you're getting at, but, like, San Francisco might have won if they had a better receiver. Kansas City might have scored more points if they had a better receiver, right? But I don't disagree with you that, and someone had said that Smitty's more of a number 2 than a number 1. I mean, I love AJ Brown's talent, without a doubt. I'm not telling you that they just need to, like, get rid of AJ and they're fine with whoever else they bring in. No, I still want talent at the position. It's very simple. If the quarterback and the wide receiver have issues, I can't bring them back. Period. And I don't I don't know. I don't know for sure, but everything tells me that there's something hinky going on.
Let me
between
ask you a
those two.
question, Johnny Marks.
Yeah.
You've been in this game a long time.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did this number one shit come from? Who the fuck is a number one? Number one receiver it's all a myth. The number one shit don't even cut it. First of all, who's open? Who's going in the? It's a play. Who is in the first progression? Who's in the second progression? All that number one shit is crap. You go there, you catch the football, and you run with the football, and you try to do with what you got. All that old number one, he's a number two, he's a number one. That shit is bullshit.
All right, so let's look. And Steve, you get involved in this as well. I'll just look at the best teams in the NFL last year. Buffalo, they have a number one receiver, right?
Stephon Diggs.
Right. Miami is the best weapon in football.
There you
The
go.
wide receiver position too.
Eating popcorn.
Yeah, sure, but like, is that because of him, or is that because they're just not good enough?
No, it's because it doesn't matter.
But it does matter.
No, it don't.
It doesn't. But it doesn't mean that you have to keep AJ Brown because AJ Brown's the only wide receiver that's out there. You can, and like the Eagles have struggled to draft wide receivers, and it's one of the reasons they had to trade a first-round draft pick to get AJ Brown. There's plenty of receivers available in the draft every year in the second round. Just take another wide receiver. Like, I'm not telling you receivers aren't important like you're trying to tell me. I can get a different receiver if AJ Brown's being a dick. Right? Like Jalen Hurts is here. First of all, if some of this is Jalen Hurts needs to get over it and needs to realize that AJ Brown, this is the way he's gonna have to deal with some wide receivers, and he better figure that out. But at this point, I give him the benefit of the doubt.
Here's what happened this year was unfortunate. And when you have a collapse the way that it collapsed, it breeds and it cries something's wrong inside of the locker room. There is nothing else other than that. Okay? When you have a cancer, the one thing you have to do, you have to cut it out and get rid of it because it's only going to fester. It's coming back next year. So we ain't changed nothing yet. You know, bringing Kellen Moore here, which I think is a fucking joke, okay? Because Kellen Moore has been running the Dallas Cowboys offense for 3-4 years? They have got 12 plus wins in 3 straight years. Can you name me 5 teams that in them 3 years, name me 5 teams that the Dallas Cowboys beat that was good teams? You can't.
Well,
because the offense doesn't work.
They beat us.
Good defenses, a good teams.
Yeah, they beat the Eagles a couple times there in the G1.
Well, we damn sure wasn't good last year when they beat us.
But so Wade, so you don't like the signing of Kellen Moore. So here's the problem. You're dealing with, if it's not Kellen Moore, it's a different Kellen Moore. You know what I mean? Like guys that aren't getting head coaching jobs that are kind of career offensive coordinators. And so far, even though he's young, that's what he's been. He's been considered to be a head coach. I can't tell you if Kellen Moore's going to come in here and be good or not. I'll tell you this, he's going to be a better play caller than Brian Johnson and Nick Sirianni has been. Is he going to be as good as Shane Steichen? Probably not. You saw what Shane Steichen did this year in Indianapolis. But Kellen Moore's an upgrade over what they had here last year. And if you're not going with Kellen Moore, then you're looking at a Bieniemy, or you're looking at one of the other offensive coordinators that aren't head coaches. So
we had an opportunity, okay, to be one of the greats. And here's why I say that. And the reason why I was saying that Jalen Hurts, I believe, was the best player in the NFL, and he was that for the last 2 years, was because of the continuity. He brought his own offense here to the NFL. Shane Steichen had no offense when he came to the Philadelphia. Okay, so everybody thinks Shane Steichen, it was his. No, Shane Steichen, it would have been proven when Shane Steichen got the Colts job that he would change the offense. Why is he running the RPO? He learned the RPO from Lincoln Riley and Jalen Hurts. Lincoln Riley, I've been saying this for the longest time, is an advisor for the Philadelphia Eagles. He is the reason why we drafted Jalen Hurts.
He should concentrate more on his own team, OG Wade.
Well, he's not that, he's what they call that, aerial strike. He's from that school of thought, which I don't pretty much like it. But if I have a quarterback that is succeeding and that is flourishing in a certain offense, I'm going to keep him in that offense until you beat me and show me that we can no longer run it again.
Yeah, last year last year the Chargers were 8th in motion, and the Eagles were last as far as offensive motion.
Here we go with this shit again.
Well, I mean, go with what? It was the most predictable offense. See, wait, here's the deal, and you don't know this because I'm not on the radio every day anymore. Jalen Hurts with me gets a total pass for what happened at the end of the season because I blame internal stuff and I blame the coach and I blame the offensive coordinator. Jalen, to me, still, what I saw in the Super Bowl, what I saw last year, Jalen Hurts is good. And Jalen Hurts is, here's the problem. Jalen Hurts was, oh, man, look how focused he is. Oh, man, he doesn't even smile when they kick a field goal, and that was cool. The minute they start losing games, now he's an asshole.
Yeah.
Right? He's the same guy.
Yeah.
But what he needs to do now, and some things that I've seen so far, which has been the Eagles want him to take on more of a leadership role and be more of a leader. Well, I know you say that, but I see nothing but I see good things with Jalen Hurts because Jalen is a good leader. Jalen is a good teammate. Sometimes he just that's how he acts because he is so focused.
And I
or he wants
started
to be so
that bullshit.
Huh?
That freaking Howard Eskins, that crab ass. He started that shit because see, here's the problem, and people, you should know this by now. Jalen Hurts don't fuck with the media. He don't fraternize with them. He don't laugh and joke with them. Howard Eskins want him to be his little lapdog. Jalen ain't feeling it, never was feeling it, okay? And Howard Eskins was the one that started that shit, that Jalen is standoffish. Jalen doesn't, he's this and that. No, he's none of that. First of all, Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman knows Jalen Hurts better than any of us know him. They would not have given him that contract if these were the issues at hand. My problem with this is they're trying to break him. They already know he don't screw with the media. He's never going to screw with the media. Okay, so what they're trying to do is force him into dealing with them by bullying him, by putting out false narratives.
Howard does not like that Jalen gives nothing at the press conference. I do know that.
Right. And Howard wants to be that guy that he want to be pat on his head. Jalen's not feeling that shit.
So you do have to acknowledge that he regressed last year.
I don't acknowledge that.
Sure he did.
You know why?
Why?
Hurts numbers.
You want to talk about numbers? All right, go ahead.
You want to talk about numbers
this year? His numbers this year is better than they were last year.
But was he as good of a quarterback?
Hold on. Lamar Jackson just won the MVP, right? Jalen Hurts' numbers was better than Lamar Jackson's. Everybody keep focusing on 15 interceptions. I can show you 7 of them was not his fault. It was not bad reads.
I don't care about numbers. I don't care about numbers. So wait, you're smart enough to know, and this is where I give him the mulligan because I think the offensive coaches were so clueless. But he started, and it was after the San Francisco game, and I know Bosa said it, but he was not comfortable in the pocket, and he didn't have confidence throwing the football because he wasn't comfortable in his pocket. His protection wasn't great, and he was sensing pressure that wasn't there. And you saw it. He was ready to skate, and he was ready to kind of roll because he never felt comfortable in the pocket.
Right.
They got to get him more comfortable in the pocket. Honestly, I blame the coaches more than that, but still, he's the quarterback.
Well, you know how you get him more comfortable in the pocket? And this is the elephant in the room that all you motherfuckers don't want to say. Jeff Stoutland needs to take some goddamn blame here. Okay? Let me tell you something. Trey Thomas came on WIP after the Dallas game, and he said Lane Johnson and the rest of the offensive line is tipping off the plays that they're running. Ever since then, we have went the fuck downhill. Okay? So that means you need to go in your little lab, your Scotland Institution and all this smoky shit, and you need to fix it. Okay? Because the man didn't have no protection. He was on the run the whole damn time. So you're going to start seeing ghosts. Because he don't trust the line. He don't trust the blocking, the protection. You want to know why Smith didn't or Swift didn't get more carries or didn't play enough? Because he's a poor blocker. He don't pick up. So they use Kenneth Gainwell more than him because Kenneth Gainwell's little ass picks up the blitz better than he do. You already seen what Rashard Penny, that crackhead, did. You know what I'm saying? They let he just come right in. He want no parts of the game.
All right, wait. No regression from Jalen Hurts. Fair enough. So I mean, without knowing free agency and the draft, is this a Super Bowl team next year. The a strong, like when I say Super Bowl contender, some people will be like, well, if they make the playoffs, they're a Super Bowl contender. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about legit Super Bowl contender, something that we thought they were.
No. Here's why. You can't show me a team that made the Super Bowl that is starting a new defense and is starting a new offense. Name them. Because to me, it takes a quarterback 2 years or more to learn an offense, to perfect it. So this will be Jalen's first year in his sixth offense since he's been here.
Another new offensive coordinator. I get to hear about that again.
That helps us a lot. You know, one of the reasons there is Patrick Mahomes is so-called the GOAT.
Oh yeah, you were
Tom Brady
better than
is
Mahomes,
so-called the GOAT. You know why? They've been in their same offense their entire careers. Okay, and they play in shit bag ass divisions.
All right, but he also has Andy Reid.
Yeah, right? That's what I just said.
He has Andy Reid, and there's no more stable franchise and coaching staff and structure than the Chiefs. That helps, and that's how you can win with having Valdez-Scantling and having Travis Kelce as a tight end. And I like the wide receiver Rice. But I mean, you're right. That's how you win. If Sam Darnold gets drafted by Andy Reid, you think Sam Darnold looks better than he has so far in his NFL career?
Yeah.
Of course he has.
The thing is, there was no stability there. You know what I'm saying? Like when you put a quarterback in the same offense, I don't care who he is, he's going to be good. You cannot show me one quarterback in the NFL right now that's been in the offense 2 years or more that we call a bum. You can't name them. And all the quarterbacks that we call good, has all of them been in the same offense for 2 years or more.
Well, OG Wade, listen, Steve Gallo is my producer here, and you talked about numbers earlier on. You were talking about Jalen's numbers better than whatever. Steve, what do you have for us here?
So obviously Wade knows Jalen Hurts' numbers inside and out. So I can't really be like, oh, who's this? So I got numbers for you. So Jalen Hurts' stats altogether: 65% completion percentage, 89% rating. He had 23-15 interception touchdown ratio, 3,800 yards. He got sacked 36 times, had 9 fumbles. All right, I'm going to give you a guy, and I want you to try and tell me who this is. 64% completion percentage, 97.7 rate, 25-8 touchdown to interception ratio, also 3,800 yards, 31 sacks, 7 fumbles.
Lamar?
Best guess.
Sounds like Lamar Jackson.
It is Derek Carr.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
And I think we all agree that he kind of sucks.
He does suck.
Mm-hmm.
So, and with that offense, compared to ours, those are pretty good numbers compared to Jalen.
Yeah.
I'm a Jalen guy, but he definitely regressed.
Let me give you a little knowledge without college, Steve.
Please.
Okay. You just spatted off some numbers. Everybody say men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Guess what? Let me prove to you that numbers do lie. When you see a quarterback stats, you see touchdowns, interceptions, right? Completion percentage, and yards. What's missing? You know what's missing? Total touchdowns. Jalen Hurts actually had 39 touchdowns. So when they say numbers don't lie, numbers just lied. Because when you asked me what the fuck the quarterback stats was, you did not tell me his fucking rushing touchdowns. We're talking throwing ones.
We're talking.
Well, who the hell is going to throw a ball from the half-yard line?
But the tush pushes shouldn't count as touchdowns, OG.
Why shouldn't it? Here's where the tush push. You loved it. How about
I love the tush push. I'm a big tush push supporter.
How about
I loved it until I didn't. I'm
a big supporter of the tush push. I agree with the rush. What you're saying with the rushing stats. But my question is directed at pushing towards how you're saying he didn't regress. Obviously, the rushing's rushing. That's not going to go anywhere.
Right.
I'm talking about him as a
he
passer.
He regressed as a passer.
He regressed as a passer, and
he wasn't the same. And he wasn't the same runner as he was last year.
Here's another place.
He was also injured.
Here's another place where you missed that. You gave me his completion percentage, but guess what? In the pocket, he was 70%. In the pocket, he was 70%. You know why you came up with that completion percentage? Because teams blitzing him all freaking long. So he's running out. He's either throwing it away.
Yeah, because you know they can't handle the blitz either. He proved that all season. He
You
couldn't
know
handle
why
the
he
blitz.
can't handle the blitz? Because it's not
Jeff
being
Stoutland.
it's not being freaking picked up. Show me a quarterback that handles the blitz.
Dak Prescott.
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
You're right. That's why Dak Prescott's ass was home before we was home.
But Wade, because the Eagles were struggling with the blitz, Jalen became one of the most blitz quarterbacks in the NFL. There's quarterbacks that you don't blitz because that's where they're going to kill you.
You know why they were blitzed like that? Because of what Trey Thomas said. The offensive line is tipping off the play. That's what they're doing.
Wade, like I said earlier, this is where you can say, like, all right, everything just went to shit last year. And I blame the coaches more than I blame Jalen, but now he's on the clock.
I agree.
You know what I did?
Now he's on the clock.
Johnny Marks, I went back and I looked at the Colts games, right? And I wanted to look at their formations because I wanted to see if what I had said without even checking was actually true. Frank Reich's offense, if you look at our offense, we were running the 3x1s, no motion, none of that stuff, right? That's the same thing they were doing. And here's the reason why Jalen Hurts, when we did the RPO and we weren't doing all the motions, because it helps the quarterback out. Because if you look at Jalen Hurts, before he gets the ball, he always do a fake snap. He said, hut. Because now he's trying to see what defenses, if they're going to be blitzing or not. So, but when you motion, you have to reset your pre-read now. But when you do that without motioning, he gets to survey the whole field, and then he gets to control it. That's all I'm saying about that. People have to get it. I don't care. Okay, I understand motioning can help in certain instances. It's a part of a certain type of offense. But if you're running an RPO, the last thing you want is you don't want defenses moving around because it's all about the read. What does he read? He's reading is the DN going to crash down. That's why I was saying that Jalen Hurts made everybody on the team better. He made your receivers better. He made your running backs better. He made the line better because in the RPO, he controlled all of that. When you start doing him in the pistol, he don't control shit no more.
All right. Well, listen, OG Wade, I know that you're doing, and I know you're doing the Knowledge Without College. Now, is this a solo show?
Yeah.
OG Wade, is Justin the producer of this show as well?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
I saw him on here leaving messages or putting comments on there. All right. And when do you do that? Is there a night that you do it, or you just do it whenever you feel?
Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 to 7.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Tuesday, Thursday, 6 to 7. And is it on your YouTube?
Yes. Yeah. Knowledge Without College.
And that's what it is. So subscribe to Knowledge Without College, and you can see all of OG Wade.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. So, Wade, a lot of people have been asking for your quarterback list. I don't know when you decide when you're going to do it. A lot of times, and you write it down. You write it down like you mean business too.
Yeah.
I always appreciated that about you. Like you are pressing hard with the pencil on the paper,
Mm-hmm.
and you're deliberately writing.
Yes.
So, who would you say? Just give us your top 5 right now. And is Jalen Hurts in your top 5 right now?
Absolutely.
Is he number 1?
Yes, he is.
Oh, Christ.
Why are you blocking people on Twitter, Wade?
I really don't block people. I block people that just get outlandish words, though. I want to smack this motherfucker. So if whoever I block, you better thank God I blocked you, dumbass, and didn't come and hunt you the fuck down. That's what you need to be thankful for. Okay.
He said that you proved him wrong about Jalen fumbling.
Listen, I'm okay with the trolling, but when it gets disrespectful, you got.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I'm anybody will tell you I talks the most shit. I control the best, and even when people come at me, I love it and I embrace it. But just don't get disrespectful because I can't find you. Yeah.
All right. Well, we're not going to do that. All right. So you still have Jalen Hurts as the number 1 quarterback in the OG Wade quarterback list.
Absolutely.
Well, so how can you justify that?
Because I understand what a quarterback is supposed to do, what his job is. I don't really need Jalen Hurts to be the world's best quarterback. Jalen Hurts is my best quarterback because he can do everything that I need my quarterback to do. Patrick Mahomes can't do the things that Jalen can do. Great quarterback, great guy. But he's not Jalen. If you put Jalen Hurts with Andy Reid in that same offense for his entire freaking career, Jalen Hurts would have the same shit that Patrick Mahomes got.
All right, well, there you
That's
go. All right, who's number 2? Give us your top 5. I mean, you knew he was going to have him number 1. All right, give us your top 5. Wait,
I was hoping I was going to be wrong.
Nope.
Patrick Mahomes would be my number 2.
Oh, all right.
Jared Goff would be my number 3.
Jared Goff, huh?
Um,
And you've been high on Jared Goff for a couple of years. I thought you were high being that high on Jared Goff.
Yeah,
he's a really good quarterback.
Yeah,
he had a really good year.
My whole thing is really predicated off of how long the quarterback been in the same offense. When I say my top 5 quarterback, I'm not telling you that he's better than that guy. I'm telling you this is the quarterback that's better, and this is why he's better. You know what I'm saying? So in retrospect, it'll look like I'm saying, no, Jared Goff is not the most talented quarterback. No. But the fact that he's been in the same offense for 2 years now, okay, and he's mastered it. So, yeah, I give him that spot.
Now, did you think about changing your list after seeing Jalen in the skills competition at the Pro Bowl?
That's bullshit. I don't care about that. I mean, I wish he never did none of that crap. I mean, that's still
me
that's
too.
For kids. You know what I mean? That's everybody, all the media. You want to jerk, whatever. You know, I ain't for that bullshit. I'm about the business. You know, what I'm saying?
Joe Burrow.
Get back.
How do you not have Joe Burrow? You have Jared Goff over Joe Burrow.
First of all, when have you seen Joe Burrow win a game? When is the last time you seen him win? His motherfucker stay hurt so damn much you can't even rate him. So shut the hell with the hell, dumbass.
All right, so who's for Jalen, Mahomes, Goff?
Mahomes.
Who's for?
I want to say Aaron Rodgers, but he's been hurt, so I can't really put him in there.
See, I need the terms and conditions on this list.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go.
Wait, you keep saying it's not who's the best, but who's better for the team. But like, I don't understand.
No,
I'm stuck on this
because he's trying not to put Josh. He's not going to put Josh Allen on the top 5 because
I'm all for whatever top 5 you want to go with. I just need the criteria so I can try and at least wrap around my head of making a top 5 based on your criteria.
My criteria is decision making, leadership, talent, ability. Those are my elements. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen is dumb as a fucking brick. So,
Lamar. Well, listen.
So is it based on the situation they're in as well? Like, so you're saying like for what the Eagles have, Jalen Hurts is number 1 for what we have? Is that how you say
it? It should be based on everything. Is what it should be. Like
I agree.
Last year, Jalen, he's easily top 3, not even top 5. It's a fluid list. You can't put him on the list this year. You can't put him on the list this year. Lamar Jackson actually, but then he loses in the playoffs. Josh Allen can't win in the playoffs, right? Like, unfortunately, they had the season they had this year.
And Lamar Jackson got duped. He let the media talk about him being a pocket passer and a running back. And he said, I'm going to go out in the most important game of our season, and I'm going to show the world that I can throw the ball. And what do you have? This dumb motherfucker throws into triple coverage in the crucial part of the game. See, that's the dumb shit that I'm talking about. You can't never get on my damn list making those type of plays. So, no, Lamar Jackson is not on my top 5.
All right, so Jalen, Mahomes, Goff, you're running out of players, though, OG Wade. Who's for?
I don't mind that. I'm okay. I'll put 2 fucking X's there. Put another motherfucker there.
Put Jalen 2 more times.
Yeah, what the hell? Because right now, I do like Jordan Love. I do like him.
I like Jordan Love a lot too, but he's not top 5.
No, he's not. He's not. Not yet.
And by the way, Herbert, OG Wade, he's got to start winning games.
Yeah, he's not in my list. He's not in my top 5.
He wouldn't be on my top 5 list.
No.
But a lot of these other guys.
Unfortunately, I only got those 3. I can't give you nobody else.
All right, well, there you go.
So they're the 3 premier quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
OG Wade's top 5 list is only 3.
Yes. Now I will be doing
Jalen, Mahomes, Goff, Jalen left-handed, Jalen with his foot.
Yeah, and I will be doing my list where I will rate them. Like I'll do a top 10, but I'm not doing the whole league.
What about CJ Stroud? You gotta love him.
Yep. I was about to ask the same thing.
Man, he looked good.
Yeah, I like CJ. I like him. But here's what I say about that. I knew CJ Stroud was the best quarterback in the draft, right? But here's the deal. Here's how you tell if a quarterback is good. When a team game plans for you, can you still be effective? They haven't did that yet with CJ. So he's in his first year. Let me see CJ next year because now teams are going to game plan for him.
Well, they're going to make adjustments to what he does well, just like they did this year with Jalen and the Eagles. And I'll put Jalen up there, but the Eagles didn't have an answer.
Let me say this here,
yeah.
And what I can tell people: Jalen Hurts did something that none of these quarterbacks done this year. None of them. He won 11 games, and of the 11 games, 6 of them was against teams with winning records.
He had a good run.
Douchebags did that. None of them. Not Patrick, Dick and Mahomes. None of them did it. None of them. That counts for something. And he's going up against the good defenses, being blitzed. But he still win 11 games.
Well, OG Wade, listen. I always feel like that when you end an interview and you feel like, damn, I wish I had more time. But you've been on with us for, like 35 minutes here, and it went fast. It did. I got to get to a couple things here. So I got to be off by 10 o'clock. So I'm hoping to go upstairs and, celebrate Valentine's Day, OG Wade. But people
need to do a part 2.
What'd you say?
Maybe we need to do a part 2.
Oh, no, for sure. I'll 100% have you back.
Because so far, since you did this, I've won every debate here. Steve came with his little bullshit. You came with your.
I'm not trying to debate you. I mean, you can try. I'm not interested in debating you because you have your opinion. I have my opinion. You're obviously jaded, being his fake father. You're Jalen Hurts' fake father.
Yeah,
I'm just an observer, right. and I do believe he regressed this year as a passer. I do think the NFL they changed how they defended the Eagles, and they struggled with it. So, I mean, does that mean that he can't get back to where he was before? I believe he can. I don't think Jalen Hurts is the problem last year. I think his play was a problem at times, but I'm blaming the head coach. Nick Sirianni, to me, I don't like. How does he save his job? They win 12 games and he's in the NFC Championship game, right? They can't lose. They can't just make the playoffs and then lose in the first round again. People are going to go crazy. So, anyway.
Well, the problem we have with Jalen Hurts' numbers that y'all talk about with the interceptions is that people tally them up at the end of the year and they say, well, this is what he did. 2 of those interceptions was Dallas Goedert's fault. He just dropped the fucking ball, fell down on the play.
Every quarterback has that, though. Come on.
I'm just saying.
No, it doesn't.
So you're going to blame Jalen Hurts for that?
No, I say this all the time. There's definitely should be like a secondary stat for interceptions where it's like, oh, this is on the quarterback, this is on the player.
But Wade,
I'm all for that. But every quarterback has that.
No.
Steve's point is it happens. We just don't know it because we're not watching every play of every team.
Here, the Josh Allen 3 interceptions in the Jets game was all poor throws.
And Josh Allen should get
fair.
crushed. He should get crushed.
That's it. That's all I'm saying.
I'm not defending that. I'm just saying there's plenty of batted balls that are, off the receiver's hands that ends up in somebody else's hands. It happens. I bet on a lot of sports. I play a ton of fantasy football. I'm watching all this crap, and I see it, and I lose my shit over it. So I definitely agree with you that it happens. But
that's why I want to. When I hear your stats, your numbers, I want to know what caused the intercept. What was the cause? That's where.
But you don't know that about any. You don't know that. We don't know that about every quarterback. That's the point.
Why I don't judge them by that. I judge them by their.
Me neither.
You know what I mean? Did you make a good decision in this game? I watch all. I got the package, so I watch all the games. You know what I'm saying? I love football. That's all I do. My wife was probably going to divorce me because I watch it. You know what I'm saying? But I do.
I know you do. All right, dude. Listen, it's been fun.
All right, brother.
I will.
OG, it was a pleasure.
We'll talk in a couple weeks.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. And OG Wade 241 is your Twitter, so everybody should be following.
If you're not blocked by him.
Right. If you're not blocked, how many people have you blocked? Do you think on Twitter?
Probably 5.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy's special then.
Yeah. Tell him
he must have really deserved it.
What's his name anyway?
It just says OG Wade blocked me as his name.
What's his name?
OG Wade blocked
me, and then there's a picture of the Twitter of you blocking him on Twitter.
Please let me know who he is so I can unblock him.
All right. Well, what does it say? I can't see what his well, yeah, send us your send your Twitter handle. So anyway, all right, OG Wade, later, buddy.
All right, brother.
Pleasure.
All right, there he is. OG Wade. OG Wade 241 is his he was retweeting. Well, that was a lot of fun. OG Wade.
I love that he sticks to his guns, but man, the homerism for me is brutal.
Yeah, it's the, and I think when you get to a point with Wade and with Chuck and some of the other guys that have their like this is like their opinion, and they just go deeper and deeper in defending it, and people will be like, man, you got to tell them this and tell them that. I'm like, no, like I can't argue it anymore, right? Like they're gonna say it, and I know they're gonna say it, and Wade does a great job with it. It makes you think about it a little bit. But no, I mean,
Jared Goff is number 3 though for me. Come on, I mean, I can't.
Okay, because last year he had Goff rated a lot higher than anybody else did, and he ended up being right. Jared Goff.
Don't get me wrong. Jared Goff has been playing great in Detroit. I can't like if you told me the Carson Wentz Jared Goff debate would have went the way it went, I would never have believed you 2 years into this. But
right. Well, I mean, put Jared.
There's still 7 other guys I take over Jared Goff.
Put Jared Goff. Here's the difference. Put Jared Goff on a shitty team with shitty coaching, and he sucks, and the team sucks.
Agreed.
Put Pat Mahomes on that same team. The team is still good because Pat Mahomes is just that good.
He could will them somewhere.
He erases mistakes, and he didn't. I mean, he didn't play great this year. Mahomes made a lot of mistakes. He wasn't typical Pat Mahomes, but he erases mistakes. He just does, and that's something that Jalen, for a year and a half, a season and a half plus, was doing. He just was, and I don't know what the hell happened last year.
I will say that to Wade's point earlier about how the quarterbacks in different offenses, and he said Mahomes never been in a different offense. The Chiefs have designed multiple offenses over the last 3-4 years because teams have figured them out. Like when they had Tyreek Hill, they're doing the air raid all downfield.
And he's always doing something different.
Right. So I'm just saying, like they're changing their offense every year based on the looks that they were getting. So,
let's be honest. That the offense was embarrassing last year, and some people will say it's because Jalen isn't a great quarterback and they can't give him something different. They have to give him this college offense. We're going to see. Kellen Moore's obviously going to do what he thinks is best for the team as far as like what he's going to call and what he's going to turn his offense into. But we're going to know more about Jalen Hurts after this year than I think a lot of people realize. The league adjusted to him. You don't think they're going to continue to blitz him? This Eagles coaching staff, it was pathetic.
They didn't make any adjustments.
There was no, and when they got desperate, they just said, "All right, Jalen, a run." Right, like let's call design
and then bomb
runs.
it to the sidelines outside the numbers and hope AJ comes up with a circus catch.
Honestly, I was so happy I didn't have to deal with it on the radio. Some people would say, actually, I was talking to somebody in the business, and they were like, "Oh, you must have been like so mad that you couldn't talk about it." I was like, "You think I wanted to talk about that? Oh my god, it's one of the worst stretches."
Yeah, it was brutal
in French's history. They were 10-1
in my lifetime, or
it's got to be
in my football watching lifetime.
Yeah, so no, I was happy it was not on the air that I had to deal with it. Oh my god. And
dude, you know me, like I'm very like diehard with my teams. I was at the point at the end of that season where I was like, I kind of just hope they're one and done. So I just don't have to I don't want to get my hopes up. It was like if they went out and waxed the Bucks, and then like I was joking before the whole playoffs, I'm like, they're gonna go out and beat the Bucks. They're gonna play in the Cowboys. They're gonna beat the Cowboys, get us all like hyped and rallied up, like, oh, we're gonna go beat the Niners, and then the Niners are gonna wax us again. And I'm glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, Vince, 94, they were 7-2. Rich Kotite's last year, they were 7-2, and then they lost out. And Rich Kotite got fired. I remember watching Monday Night Football. It was Al, Frank, and Dan. Al Michaels, Frank Deardorff, Darren Deardorff, and they loved Kotite. And they were more or less ripping the Eagles and Jeffrey Lurie for not extending him and having him going into his final year of his contract. And this was right when they were about 7-2. And then he lost out, and they fired him because he's an idiot. But the difference with that collapse, it was a bad collapse, was that like this team was just in the Super Bowl last year and was 10-1. And they looked like the best team in the NFL. And it looked like it was going to be a collision course with the 49ers to see who was going to the Super Bowl this year. Instead, they lost to the Cardinals on their home field when the division was on the line.
Forget about what happened in the playoffs. Anybody that was surprised that they lost to the Bucks in the playoffs, I don't know what you were watching the last month and a half of the season. They were freaking pathetic. But anyway.
Yeah, that was the opportunity I wish I wasn't an Eagles fan, because I would have bet the hell out of the Bucks.
Yep.
And
no,
because
if
I'm
I
an
would've
Eagles fan,
bet, I
I
would've
did
bet.
not do it.
If I did bet, I'd be betting. I picked the Bucks to win. That was the easiest pick ever. This team, they didn't quit, because quitting means that you're not trying. They were just going through the motions. They knew they weren't winning anything. There's something internal going on. For everybody that wants to say AJ's fine, blah, blah, like, there was something internally going on. I don't know what it was, but it was something. Period. All right, we got like 4 minutes to go here, Steve. Can we get up? So again, my email is johnmarksmedia@gmail. All right, so just follow me on all platforms at johnmarksmedia. Email me with anything at johnmarksmedia@gmail.com. We asked for contributors to the show or a producer. Steve Gall's the producer of the show, but he's not here every night. So we just said, who wants to be a producer on the show? So who do we get here? We got Chris. So what I asked was, I said, email or Instagram me a video. About 60 seconds, and we'll put it out there, and we'll see what people think about it, right? So this is Chris. What's his last name? I actually would have to pull it up here. But this is Chris. He immediately sent me an email when we Borgia. I guess he'll say his name here. But and I asked him, listen, we're looking for a video, and he's like, I'll send you something today. So he sent this. Here it is. I think.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Borgia. I am currently a sophomore student at Temple University studying communications. I work for WHIP Radio, which is a Temple-run radio on the iHeartRadio and Radio FX apps, as a host, co-host, producer, and photographer. I come up with my own ideas for my shows, meanwhile also planning for the other shows I am a co-host in. I believe I should get a shot because of my deep connection to the teams, and the city's pulse gives me a unique perspective that I can't wait to share with fellow fans. I'm all about engaging discussions, spirited debates, and bringing that authentic Philly fan energy to every episode. I'm also all about bringing a non-biased perspective and a more fun/thorough point of view to every single episode within the podcast.
All right. Well, listen, a very serious strategy by Chris. Well, I want a biased. If anybody that Steve, you know me very well. I want biased opinions. I would have rather you send a video of you jumping through a flaming table. But we appreciate it, Chris. There you go. Very, very serious.
You gotta loosen up a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's there though. I do. I think it's there. I think there's potential. All right, we'll have
He's
to.
obviously talented. He's doing a lot of things.
He certainly is, and he's a sophomore already thinking about his future.
He was doing a lot more than me as a sophomore in college. That is for
sure was. Well, that means something. Here's the first advice I would give you: business. That's where to transfer. You should transfer your major to business and get out.
Get out.
Yeah, get out now while you can. No. Jerry says to shave the stash. No, I actually think it's part of one of the things that I liked about it was the stash. He can read from a script.
Yeah, you could see the eyes moving.
Yeah, I wasn't paying that close attention. I was listening to it. All right, so he's reading the script. All right, so listen, here's what I think we do. I think we bring him on live, and we kind of interview him live on the air to see what he's doing. We can ask him questions about certain topics because he's clearly more focused on the sports angle of it rather than what we're worried about. I mean, I brought on Herb for 40 minutes. So it's
you stared at his neck for half the time.
Yeah, so but it's nice to have it, that can help balance me. Right? I think that working in sports, I was best working in sports radio. I think I was best working with somebody that was really focused on sports. Ike watched more sports than I ever will. Ike watched all the Skip Bayless shows and the ESPNs. I hate those shows. I don't want to watch those shows. I get most of the things that I know. Or I watch stuff online. I'm not going to sit through First Take or First Things First or whatever those shows are. But Ike watched everything. Ike's watching NBA Thursday night, the late game. So is Jack. I'm out on that. I don't know. I'm sleeping. But anyway, you're off tomorrow. We didn't get to a lot tonight because OG Wade was performing. By the way, the Blue Meanie has arrived here. Former WWE superstar and ECW, of course. So he's going to be the official wrestler of the show. Yeah, like that's what he should do. That's what he should have done. Like instead of sending the video saying, "Oh, I'm going to be unbiased," he should have had the Blue Meanie pile drive him into a table, and I'd say, "Oh, I want that guy." There you go. All right, Steve, you're out tomorrow, so
I'm out tomorrow. Yes, sir. I'll be back Friday.
All right, I'll talk to you on Friday. Again, everybody subscribe at John Marks Media on YouTube and follow on Twitter and Instagram at John Marks Media and email me. And we said this at the beginning of the show because I can't take the quote-unquote callers, or at least I don't think I can take callers. We can bring people on as video, so we can do the call like a video call. So email me, johnmarksmedia@gmail.com. Everybody have